Now we'll try to see the applications of steam in the different industries, how it will be used. And now, as I told you, the problem we can see them later in the actual classes. So as per our given syllabus, we have to study the application of steam in the sugar industries, dairy industries, paper industries, and food processing industries, and other 8 important steps. Those I'll be discussing with you later. Okay, and in the sugar industries, you can see that where all here I have given you the more details, and who else they can able to go through it. Otherwise, you can even write very important critical points only you can write. In the dairy, you can see that the bacteria treatment, because the container, the milk will be having, it has to be kept away from the harmful bacteria such as pathogens and all. So for this, the sterilization of the equipment and heating of the equipment has to be done, and even the milk also will be crucially treated for the sterilization, so that the some pathogens and the bacteria can be eliminated from the process. Okay, this is one of the important thing. You can see that at the end of the day, all the machineries which will be having the machinal structure, having the layer of the milk and some the giddies, things and all, those have to be removed, and those cannot be cleaned by means of a soap. Those have to be cleaned by means of a hot steam. By using the steam, they will be cleaning the machineries. Okay, so that there will not be any biological effect on the living beings. They are going to use the milk product. Okay, in the dairy processing, the milk boilers will be separate boilers. These are not for the power generation. Those will be having based on the application, the quantity of steam to be produced. Based on this, the construction of the boilers will be done, and these boilers will be the milk boilers. Those are called. The milk boilers will be produced specifically for the milk industries. Okay, and these will be used for some of the processing in the milk in the dairy industries, like milk powder. We are going to produce the cheese production, liquid milk, and pasteurization and ultra heat treatment of milk. That means removing the bacteria and some of the virus, and butters, ghee, yogurt, and condensed milk, and skimmed milk, and cream. For all these processes, the varieties of the steam qualities will be used for the treatment. Without the steam, it is not possible to have any kind of dairy product. Okay, this is one of the important thing. And if we get into the paper mill industries, at each and every stage, how the papers will be done? The papers will be done by taking the wood log, and those will be made into small chips, and these chips will be grinded into small powder, and those will be mixed with some of the chemicals, and they'll be made wet, and they'll be squeezed through the rollers. Okay, and more than 30 to 35 different processes it has to go through. So at all the processes, at all the stages, the paper mill industries, they'll be using the steam for the better quality papers. Okay, that I'll be discussing later. I'll be discussing little more only here. Okay, and you can see that how the making the pulp. You can see that the chips they'll be taken and they'll be boiled and added some chemicals along with them, and they'll be making the pulp. Okay, and this pulp will be made into bits. That means they'll be decreasing the size, and these bits will be crushed between the rollers. That means that they'll be squeezed between the rollers and varying cross-section rollers, so that at various stages the paper thickness will be varying, and finally the final shape of the paper will get, even it is a corrugated paper or a plain paper. At all the stages to get the proper the paper qualities, you can see that the wetness has to be added at certain stages, and wetness have to be removed at certain stages, because of it has to be rolled and kept ready. Okay, for all these processes, from the initial making the pulp to the finishing product, the steam will be very much important in the paper mill industries. This is one of the important application of the steam. And the food processing industries, you can see that even for the preparation of the food and drying and warming, okay, and for some of the utensil cleaning and all, the boilers, the steams will be used for the processing industries. The processing industries, you know that they'll be preparing the food in bulk quantity and they'll be packing them in a proper packing. So before that, whatever the standard quality how to be maintained, those qualities can be maintained by moisturizing or deep moisturizing the food product by adding the steam to it. This is one of the thing. Okay, and another one, the hot water generation in sanitation and power, the steam power for the machineries, and steam for the batching in the sense that segregation, okay, and steam for the processing and cooking and reducing the microbiological risk in the food, and the steam for the drying and the steam for heating and packing. For all the stages, the processing industries, they'll be using this steam. This is one of the important application. And apart from this, in the market, you can see that the beverage processing and meat processing, food processing and packing, and poultry processing and the vegetable processing, at all the stages, the steam will be used as an agent. Okay, and this I have collected from this particular this one tag I have attached here. It is available in our MS team also. You can go through it. Okay, and it is not available in any of the textbook. Kindly take it as a reference. And apart from these very important things, in the as how we found in the food processing industries and paper mill industries and the dairy industries, these are the three important sectors. They will be much inclined towards the use of the steam for each and every stages of the formations. Okay, apart from this, where all the steams will be used, for some of the extent, I'll be just discussing some of the application of steam in the industries. Heating and sterilization, propulsion and dry, motive force and automation and cleaning, moisturization and humidification. These are important, 7 important applications we need to understand in clear, because of these are very, very important. Okay, most of these industries, they'll be using the steam, and at the same time, this will be very much important for the examination point of view also. And before I get into these 7 important sectors, let me give a small overview about these. Heating and sterilization. Heating and sterilization, you can see that some of the chemicals and some of the reactive elements, those have to be maintained at a particular temperature, and they have to be devacuated. And for this purpose, they have to sterilize properly continuously, and they have to kept in a heated condition. For that purpose, the heating and sterilization, this is one of the important sector. And propulsion and dry. Propulsion and dry, you can see that the steam power generation, the coal, wood, charcoal, so many other solid fuels which are going to use them as the burning agent, and we are going to heat up the water which is present in the boiler, and from the boiler we are going to get the steam. Okay, this steam is made to flow through the nozzles to the point of which where exactly we are going to use. That will be a turbine, and at the output will be a mechanical output. That is for the propulsion. And steam for the motive in the sense, and some of the vacuumated the vacuum the pipes and all. For example, some pipes they'll be having the pressure lesser than the atmospheric pressure. It is not possible to circulate these the elements. In that time, we can use the steam as a motive force. Okay, this is one of the sector. And atomization in the sense, already you have seen that in the diesel engine. In the diesel engine, what happens? We are going to use the